Maybe prematurely. Yes, prematurely. No, maybe? Maybe not? Oh. 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 Don't panic. Nobody panic.
Aló, 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 aló. Aló, aló, aló. ¿Se escucha? ¿Qué, mi amor? Toma juguito si querés.
I'll take it! Let's go! 33,000. Ooh, I'm so close behind Henry.
¿Se escucha o no se escucha ahora?
I beat Maxine Parwell. Let's go! 300,000! Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh! As if. I didn't think that was going to be it, but the everything's okay alarm went off and everything was okay. I definitely maybe bumped my head.
Te escuchas perfectamente.
I'll take it once again. In your face, Einstein, let's go!
No, yo me hice un juguito para mí.
Flipping heck. Huh.
Hola, 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 hola.
Huh. Setting power back to... Oh yeah, I didn't cut my engine. Oopsies.
Tenemos un evento de Xbox Extended
Okay.
que quería
30% time
emitir.
spent
Acabo de
on
llegar del
optimal
colegio.
glide slope, and
Así
52% spent
vamos a
on
disfrutar un
speed
poquito,
is
¿no?
not bad. So, right.
A
I
comentar
only
algo.
caught one wire.
Bueno, tenemos
Or
nueva...
one wire one. Right.
Nueva...
That is not too shabby. Give me that, chat. Come on.
Nueva actualización el día de
Thieves
hoy.
get degrees,
Pero
as we all know.
no hay nada,
So,
o sea, es lo que ya tenemos.
go
Igual que voy a hacer un video
alright.
más tardecito, acabo de llegar del colegio.
Let's
Así que
go, baby.
lo que sí están dando por el
Now,
canal
shall we
principal
do some more
es
of this stuff? Let's
están
try
jugando el nuevo Top Gun.
West Virginia. Let's do Blue Ridge Mountain.
se ve
Oh, is that
muy
song?
bueno.
Let's go.
Ojalá me
let's go do
gustara
this one,
el Flight
and then
Simulator,
I
¿eh?
want to go back
Ojalá
to
me
the
gustara,
Alaska
pero no.
one just to see if I can actually get the 1.4. Please, let's try it. I need to know everything's okay. I'll learn from my life.
No sé cómo se llama,
Oh,
solo que yo lo descargué así como el...
Well, Esteno, thank you so much for the
Como
follow.
el...
And Senor, by the way,
¿Cómo se
guys, we
llama?
are doing a giveaway
Como
right now.
Cyberpunk,
for some
nunca
Xbox Game
Cyberpunk,
Pass
algo así.
Ultimate. If you'd like to be in with a chance of winning, you do just need to follow the channel and type exclamation mark Pelican. Because earlier we were checking out the
New Event.
newly added Pelican
Sex Bomb.
into Microsoft Flight Simulator. Alright.
Esta semana nos tocaría... Mira, la semana pasada ni cobré el puto...
No
la
one's got
camisa
2 million
francesa
points on this one.
y el
2
chaleco
million is the perfect
opulento
score, isn't
para
it?
mujer. Más series destacadas,
Oh, I should
por
have checked the
ejemplo,
flight
esto
path.
está llegando a la reunión de ambos Lucy.
Try hard, thank you for the follow.
la
And
última
Sharp,
misión,
hello, welcome on in. I
Detestada
can't
por el dolor.
believe
Ganaremos 5 lingotes
we actually did that. I didn't think I
de
would do
descuento en
that ever.
cualquier
Won't lie to you.
mejora de diseño de la licorería. Bien. Se ve
Is that
muy
someone's
bien
house?
Flight
No,
Simulator,
it's a
¿ah?
part of a mountain. Okay, hello. Oh, these are someone's houses though.
Se
Hello,
ve
everybody.
muy bien
Good
Flight
morning.
Simulator, weón. Toma, quiero unos puntos ahí. Oli. Esta la weá. Entiendo las reglas del chat. Oli desde Chile. Bueno. Voy a bajar el video. Es que pasa que está muy alto porque el sonido que toma es el del escritorio. Vamos a bajar un poquito. Oye, igual me veo más flaco, pasa que la letra me está funcionando, ¿no? Va. Venga. Vamos a ver cuánto es lo que falta. No sé cuánto es el tiempo estimado de transmisión. Acá diré ponerlo, ¿no? Según entiendo, hoy debería empezar a las 2:30. Debería empezar ya. Creo. Algunos dicen una hora, no sé cuál es la hora exacta. Pero hoy día descargué ¿cómo se llama? La versión extendida la nueva versión de Resident Evil 2. ¿Ah? Pero no la puedo escuchar. ¿Creen que anuncian? El que pasa, Sol, es que en el último showcase, lo que anunció por lo menos Microsoft fue en el... fue lo que iba a salir dentro de los últimos... Bueno, dentro de los próximos 12 meses, ¿vale? Entonces hay muchos juegos todavía que no han anunciado, como el Apoyen, como el Hellblade 2, que es el que quiero ver, yo es el que quiero sentir. Y quería ver si anunciaban algo el día de hoy, ¿no? Como digo, descargué y actualicé por lo menos los videojuegos de Resident Evil. Y quería ver si... se actualizó, quiero ver si está funcionando bien. Por último, al inicio, ¿no? Pasaron, bueno, la última conferencia de Capcom dijo que había aumentado los frame rate a 4K y 60 FPS. Al parecer está mejor que la última vez. Así que voy a probarlo, ¿no? Estamos aquí esperando un poquitito a lo que salga el aviso. Quiero ver qué sale. Voy a bajar un poco todo esto. Pero quiero estar atento, ¿vale? Bien. Bueno, la verdad es que yo mi cuenta personal la tenía en el... ¿Qué es esto? Esto tiene la función de autoguardado. Español sí, auriculares sí. Dale. Ajustar la pantalla, listo. Trazado de rayo, ¿por qué no me deja elegir? ¿Por qué no me deja elegir los fotogramas? Esta función no se puede utilizar en una configuración de software actual. ¿Y qué configuración tengo, idiota de mierda, si no tengo otra más? Ah, mira cómo se mejora. No sé. Hola Chum, recién saliendo de la U. Hola bro, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. Estamos esperando un poco el evento del showcase, ¿no? Pero quiero probar el nuevo modo de mejora del Resident Evil 2. Bueno, tengo el Resident Evil 2 y el Resident Evil 3, pero yo me acuerdo empezaba con el 2. Así que a lo que llegue el evento, veamos qué tal va, ¿no?
Lo digo en serio, lo vi con mis propios ojos.
Ah, te creo, amigo, te creo. Solo que cuéntanos los detalles.
Vale, fue el viernes por la noche. Salí del bar hacia mi casa y me encontré con una mujer. Caminaba dando tumbos. Pensé que iba borracha.
Te imagino. Vale, sinceramente, ¿cuántas copas llevabas tú?
No, hombre, yo solo el puntillo.
Ah, venga.
No, escúchame, ¿vale? Se acercó, la pude ver bien. Tenías que haber visto sus ojos. Su nariz, toda su cara estaba podrida. Parecía un muerto viviente, tío.
Es igual que mi mujer.
Nunca había visto nada igual, no duermo desde entonces.
Vale, calma, tío, calma, tú. Tienes que ser fuerte, ¿vale? No dejarte llevar por el miedo.
Tienes mucha razón. Si te quedas quieto cerca de esas cosas, te hincan el diente.
Ah, venga. Estaba interesante. Tengo que dormir. ¡Oh, joder!
Es una cinemática, así que en realidad no podemos sacar ninguna cosa todavía.
¿Qué hago? ¿Qué voy a hacer?
A ver.
¿No hay nadie? Qué raro.
Es que yo este juego lo jugué hace mucho tiempo, pero mucho tiempo. Uf. Ah. Uf. Sí ha mejorado harto, o sea, uf. Yo lo jugué en PlayStation 4 y uf. Mira, mira cómo se refleja la luz ahí en el suelo, hermano. ¡Uah! ¡Qué guapo! Estoy cachondo.
¡Hola! ¿Hay alguien ahí?
Yo no sé si lo pueden ver ustedes bien, pero la verdad que ha cambiado mucho el
Esto no
temita
me gusta.
Investiga la tienda. Mierda, es que no me acuerdo. Yo sé que atrás había que buscar una llave, pero no me acuerdo nada más, ¿ah? Que no me recuerdo mucho de este juego, ¿ah? Ay, ya me está dando culepe ya, hermano. Y se puso las 12 del día. ¿Y eso, no? Aquí.
¿Está bien?
¿Estáis bien? No, solo tengo una rodilla en el
Espere.
cuello. Avance.
Volveré enseguida.
He dicho quieto.
¿Necesita ayuda?
Aléjese, yo me ocupo.
Ya entiendo por qué este juego fue bueno, ¿no?
¡Alto! ¡Oh, disparo!
¡Ey, muérete! Oh, puta. Suéltame, conche. ¿En serio? ¿Es que no se muere este? Dios. Necesito munición. Ahí está la llave. Yo no entiendo por qué Lío nunca se convierte si lo... A mí me mataron. ¡Ay! No, hijo de su puta madre.
No puede ser.
Que no tengo más munición, hermano. Yo me voy. No, yo me voy de esta guay. ¡Corre! ¡Ay, conchino! ¡Corre, corre, 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 corre! ¡Hay que salir de aquí! ¡Sale! ¡Corre, weón! ¡Corre! ¡Claire!
¡No dispares!
¡Al suelo!
Guapísima, Claire, guapísima.
¿Estás bien?
Sí, eso creo. Gracias.
Ya me las darás. Si vivimos.
Mierda.
Creo que no, ¿ah? Ah, ya, mira, dice el evento que empieza en unos 30 minutos, chicos, ¿vale? Ahí está. 30 minutos, ¿vale? Así que voy a aprovechar de ver cómo jugamos Resident Evil. Tuve que haber transmitido ayer el evento de Capcom. Soy imbécil. No entiendo que soy imbécil.
¿Qué está pasando?
No lo sé. Espero que nos lo expliquen en la comisaría.
¿Eres policía?
Sí, Leon Kennedy. ¿Y tú?
Claire.
Uf, ¿vieron el tráiler, el gameplay de Resident Evil 4?
¿Vives aquí?
No. Busco a mi hermano. También es poli.
Estuve hecho
Bueno,
bolsa.
Me alegro de encontrarte.
Chao, Sol,
No
gracias.
sé qué pensar de todo esto.
Llegué aquí, ¿qué está pasando? Vamos a ver el evento de el Xbox que va a extender unos minutos más, no sé qué más traerá. Así que voy a transmitirlo. Esta miniatura de Kojima es genial. es que vi mucha gente molesta con lo de Kojima, chicos, ¿sabes? De verdad. En Twitter, parece que a algunas personas le ardió que Kojima estuviera trabajando en un evento, en un juego para Xbox. No sé por qué tanto, hermano. Si es un... Él es independiente, Kojima tiene su estudio. Kojima Production. ¿Por qué se enojan o se molestan por eso? No le encuentro ni un puto sentido. Pero bueno, lo puse ahí porque la verdad me pareció muy chistoso. Oye, el evento ayer de Capcom tuve que lo transmitido, chicos, ¿sabes? La cagué. Estuvo muy, muy bueno. No solamente que mejoraran los Resident Evil 2, 3 y 7 gratis para nueva generación de consolas, sino que anunciaron la versión, bueno, el DLC del nuevo de Resident Evil Village, un DLC nuevo que va a llegar en octubre junto con el modo tercera persona, y eso me puso muy caliente, muy cachondo, te lo juro.
La comisaría no está lejos. Sabrán qué pasa.
Sí, pero... ¿y si estamos solos? Si no
Se acostaron las cuerdas.
No, hay supervivientes.
Literalmente se acostaban las cuerdas en Amazon,
Esto
¿ah?
es grande.
Es que es muy
Tiene que
chistoso
haber.
lo que alguna gente piensa en respecto a Kojima, hermano. Si Kojima es un productor de videojuegos, ¿cuál es el problema? Wow, es que ha mejorado mucho el juego con el parche de nueva generación, ¿ah? De verdad, ha mejorado un montonazo, chicos.
Tendremos que seguir caminando.
Claire, guapa. Hay gente comiendo gente en la calle, esto es normal.
O corriendo.
Tú lo has dicho.
Yo igual estoy jugando en Xbox Series ahora. Descargué la versión de PlayStation 5, pero no se guardó mi proceso cuando lo jugué en Play 4. Es una mierda, man.
Claire, sal. ¡Sal ahora! ¡Agárrate!
Raccoon City. Sí, ha sido un mes sumamente doloroso para la gente que es fanática de PlayStation, ¿eh? Sumamente doloroso. Como dice Carlos ahí, The Last of Us, el remake para PC, Spider-Man para PC. Y ahora Kojima trabaja con Xbox. O sea, a la gente que realmente le importa, le está doliendo y le está picando, hermano. De hecho, hay un video de una reacción de un de una persona de una revista. No me acuerdo cuál era, ¿eh? Que los mismos compañeros le dicen que el weón es un fanboy de Sony porque dijo, no, el evento de Xbox no mostró nada. ¡Ey! ¡Suéltame! Pero weón, si no te he hecho nada. ¿Por dónde voy? Por aquí.
Esto está descontrolado.
No me digas. Uah, es que se ve muy bien, hermano. Uah. Por aquí, ¿o no? Uah, es que se ve muy bien, bro.
Mierda. Todos igual. Se han transformado.
Ey. No tengo munición. ¿Cómo sacaba la puta linterna? Tiene que ser aquí, ¿no? Buah, chicos, este parche se ve genial, hermano.
Ahí está. La comisaría.
Buah, es que se ve muy bien, bro, ¿ah? Venga, nos vamos. Mierda, por aquí. Por aquí, por aquí, por aquí, por aquí. ¡Corre! Mierda. ¡No! ¡Corre, weón! Buah, es que no me acuerdo nada de este juego, hermano. Y... tomando el tema de este weón que reaccionó al evento de Microsoft, dijo, no, el evento fue fome, como que no le importaba, que prácticamente Microsoft no enseñó nada. Mentira, bro, mentira, claro. Si bien sabemos que Starfield se fue para 2023, que Redfall se fue para 2023, pero hay unos juegazos que van a llegar a Xbox Game Pass, y estos de Redfall con Starfield tampoco se fueron a fines de 2023, sino que van a salir, lo más seguro, tal vez a principios de 2023, pero aún así, independiente de eso, no fue un mal evento. El güey decía que el evento de Sony fue mejor. Es que es muy chistoso lo que dijo, te lo juro. Yo, ¿qué está hablando, hermano? Y ahí el compañero le decía, ¿no? Que el güey se notaba que era un fanboy, ¿no? Un periodista de una revista. O sea, en esas personas mucha gente, aunque no lo crean, hay mucha gente que a lo mejor no cree en lo que te vende un tráiler y le da mucha fe a lo que dice alguna revista o algún medio de comunicación, y que este weón venga y te diga que el evento de Microsoft fue una mierda y que el evento de Sony el otro día fue mejor. ¿En serio, hermano? ¿Qué estás hablando, weón?
¿Hola? ¿Hay alguien ahí?
Ahí tengo algo que tomar. Pasa que acá hay un weón, ¿no? El joven que después lo encontramos ahí todo... ¿Dónde está? Oye, me estoy desangrando, hermano. Me pegaron 2 mordiscos que me partieron por la mitad.
Tiene que haber alguien.
Hace unos días en Argentina habilitaron el juego desde la nube, y acá la realidad es demasiada. Pero ver algunos grupos de Face de PlayStation preguntando cómo va a verse los usuarios de Xbox es genial. Es que yo lo he comentado, hacerse usuario de Xbox el día de hoy es bastante interesante. O sea, especialmente la gente de Latinoamérica. Y lo comenté en su oportunidad. Nosotros aquí no tenemos dinero como para estar votando y comprando juegos a diestra y siniestra o exclusivos de PlayStation que cuestan $70. Acá en Chile está costando casi 55 mil pesos. Un juego, hermano, un juego. Entonces, mucho dinero. Y a mí Xbox Game Pass me sale el anual, parece que $60. Anual, hermano, anual. Lo que me cuesta un juego en PlayStation, yo compro el anual de Xbox Game Pass. Entonces, es que es mucha la diferencia. Sí, Silksong también, a veces, aunque yo no he jugado el primer Hollow Knight, Lo tengo en PlayStation 5, lo voy a jugar para que cuando salga Silksong poder darle cañita, ¿no? Alex Capo está haciendo un nano hit y me gusta un montonazo. El evento de Sony por todos los juegos eran múltiples. Es que por eso, que el fanboy dijera que el evento de Sony fue mejor. Te lo juro que este güey que está hablando, hermano. Te lo juro. Los juegos te pueden gustar o no. Pero de cada uno que diga el día 1 Game Pass hace una diferencia. Exacto. Mira, te voy a mostrar una imagen del cual podríamos chequear, que la estaba revisando, la tenía lista para el día domingo, pero por temas de la familia, ¿no? No pude mostrarlas. Espérate, ¿cómo se llamaba? Mierda. La puse, parece que en Xbox Game Pass, ¿no? Exacto, aquí está. Aquí sería la MU7. A ver, vamos a ver si la puedo ver. No, no puedo mostrarla. Pero muestro el escritorio. Mira. Agregamos mostrar pantalla. Esta. Bien. Ya mira, esta es la imagen que está deambulando. Bueno, es la que mandó en este caso Xbox, ¿no? Yo en lo personal no entendía al principio, pero claro, la niña, la mujer, cuando hace la previa entrevista, ella comenta y dice que todos los juegos que van a mostrar, todos saldrán dentro de los próximos 12 meses. O sea, todos los juegos que están mostrando, lo más seguro que algunos se retrase, sí, lo más seguro que algunos se retrase, pero todos saldrán dentro de los 12 meses. O sea, si estamos a junio, hasta junio de 2023 tendremos todos estos videojuegos, ¿vale? En este caso, el 2023 ya nos viene con una cara la expansión del Forza, ¿vale? El Plague Tale Requiem, la segunda parte, dicen que es un juegazo, yo no lo he probado. Viene ya la salida del Grounded, ¿vale? Como juego oficial. Viene Scorn, ¿ok? Viene Gotham Knight, aunque no sale para Game Pass, pero viene. Persona 5 Royal, esto también fue un duro golpe para la gente de PlayStation, dice que nunca saldría en Xbox, y ahí está. Parece que Tito Phil fue a Japón, tiró un cheque en blanco y dijo, toma Atlus, ¿cuándo me sacas los juegos en Xbox? Y le puso un puto cheque en blanco, hermano, toma, sácalo, haz cosas. Después tenemos la Season 3 de Halo, la expansión del 40 aniversario para el Flight Simulator, el Hogwarts Legacy, este Animal que a mí me importan 3 pedazos de culo, y el Callisto Protocol. O sea, en este caso, juegos no van a faltar si te gustan. Y la mayoría salen Game Pass. O sea, en este caso, el Pac-Man, el Persona Royal Clash Royale 5, Atomic Heart, el Scorn, el Halo Life, el Grounded, la expansión del Fallout 76, Warhammer 40.000, Dark Sky, también sale el Play Requiem, muchos juegos de Game Pass. Y aparte, en el 2023 deberíamos tener ya Diablo 4, genial, Redfall, Starfield, Forza Motorsport, el Minecraft Legends, Ara, que es un nuevo juego como de estrategia. Después tenía el One Long, los buenos de Ninja, el Stalker 2. O sea, chicos, que tú me digas que este evento estuvo mal, te puedes cagar en tus putos muertos, te lo juro. No te creo ni lo que rezas, hermano. Sorry. No te puedo creer que no te haya gustado el evento de Microsoft. Entonces se nota demasiado el fanboy que la gente. Y esta gente, yo entiendo, te lo juro, yo entiendo que hay personas que sean fanáticas de PlayStation. Yo lo entiendo, porque te puede gustar una consola u otra. Por ejemplo, Panchi que me dice, yo me compro la Play 5, aunque a Jorge sabe que le conviene más una Xbox Series, pero se compra la Play 5 porque a él le gusta Sony, y yo lo entiendo. Pero una persona especializada una persona que es imparcial, supuestamente, una persona que trabaja en medios, que tú le vas a creer cuando te diga que esta nota es mejor, cuando te diga que este juego no conviene o este juego sí es bueno. ¿Me entienden? Una persona especializada en la prensa que te diga que el evento de Microsoft fue una mierda y que el evento de Sony, que salió una semana atrás, fue mejor, te lo juro que ese jugador no debería trabajar en prensa. No debería trabajar en prensa. Si yo fuera su jefe, yo le despido al hijo de su puta madre. Le despido, te lo juro.
No. David, Marvin, ¿me oís? Hay una salida. Está aquí.
¡A la cabeza, idiota!
Enviad refuerzos. Pasillo este.
Debo encontrarle.
No me gusta mucho el audio en español de este, ¿ah? Debo encontrarles. Acá todavía tenemos que gastar tinta, ¿no? Ah, no se gasta tinta. Antiguamente me acuerdo que teníamos que buscar tinta para poder guardar, ¿ah? ¿Qué es esto? Balas. La vida, ¿ah? ¿Cómo recargo? Ay, con el cuadrado, Uf, la vida me dieron ahí, ¿ah? Esto es para guardar. Esta llave te puedes ir a la porra. A ver. ¿Esto se puede hacerlo con no? No, necesito un cuchillo. Vale, oye, vas a llegar hasta aquí, ¿no? Porque ya estamos listos para, ¿no? 12 minutos. Dale, y conversamos un rato, ¿no? Bien, voy a dejar hasta aquí esto, después se guarda solito. Y voy a esperar el Xbox Showcase. Cambiamos esto para acá, abrimos pantalla y esperamos. Son 12 minutitos. A ver. Vale. Así que dicen que vienen nuevas escenas del Duck Falls, ¿vale? Que es el nuevo juego que va a lanzar. ¿Ya? ¿Qué más viene? Me gusta. El de Xbox. Yo pensaba streamearlo en Twitch, ¿eh? Pero la verdad es que me dio una paja enorme, hermano. ¿Qué dice la gente? A ver. Periodistas con sponsors. Aparte, claro, imagínate que gran parte, de hecho, una de las compañías que más invierte en publicidad es Sony. Y estas páginas de Vandal, Huggy, Vandal, estas páginas que son famosas en España, ¿no? Están llenas de... O sea, me acuerdo que hay una página parece que era Vandal, si no me equivoco, o Level Up, no sé, pero que era una página que mostraba cuando salía el Ratchet & Clank, hermano, pero la página principal, el inicio, era solo Ratchet & Clank. O sea, era una wea así impresionante. O sea, el logo, el banner, la publicidad, todo de Ratchet & Clank. Era increíble. Y yo te digo, y en estas personas uno tiene que confiar para que te digan que si un juego es bueno o un juego es malo. ¿En serio? Se nota demasiado el fanatismo, hermano. Demasiado. Y eso asusta. A mí me asusta. No puedo confiar en una prensa que lance ese tipo de barbaridad, por mano. Yo no confiaría. Chum, ¿recomiendas el Elite 2? Yo tengo el Elite 2 Pro. Yo uso el Elite 2. Y es un muy buen control. Tengo que decirlo. Me gusta que es un buen peso, es amplio. La batería dura un chingo. O sea, esta batería puede durar... Yo lo cargo tal vez una vez a la semana, tal vez hasta 2 veces a la semana. ¿Vale? Ni comparado al control de PlayStation, que tengo que cargarlo todos los días, que es increíble. Pero lo recomiendo mucho, pero sí está bastante caro, ¿eh? No es para nada económico ni barato. Pero sí te lo recomiendo, bro. Hoy no he puesto el chat en la pantalla, sorry, bro, es que se me da la idea a veces. Déjame ir a la transmisión, sacar el chat y conversar, ¿no? Si tienen alguna noticia, algo que nos podría interesar, sería interesante yo que me dijeran allá. Voy a buscar el video, ¿ah? Voy a buscar el video para que lo vamos a ver un poquitito. Aquí. Chat especial está por aquí. Este es. A ver, ¿funciona esta weá o no funciona? Tengo que formatear mi PC, ¿ah? Está pero lentísimo. Otro show de Xbox, sí, estos jóvenes tienen tantos juegos que tuvieron que hacer un segundo evento, tal vez porque necesitaban mostrar más cositas y no le alcanzaba esa hora y media. Pero sí, tenemos un nuevo evento en 7 minutos.
Fer. Dice: ¿has visto lo del Xbox de SingLab?
De SingLab. ¿Y esto qué es, bro? Me desconozco qué sería eso. De SingLab. Mira, este es.
Con lo que concluiría es que era el momento de Xbox de sacar los bazucazos y las balas fuertes. No lo hizo, se quedó un poquito flojo. Cuando la alineación de PlayStation, no me importa que me digan, soy PlayStation fanboy, está mucho más fuerte para final de año que la que tiene ¿Quién tiene PlayStation? Y su conferencia estuvo mejor, güey, la neta. El remake de Resident Evil 4, pero ese es multiplataforma, me imagino. Pero pues bueno, lo anunciaron en PlayStation. Retribution, ese también multiplataforma. No Man's Sky es multiplataforma. Sus amigos. Para que lo vean. No Man's Sky también multiplataforma.
El Horizon para VR.
Horizon para VR.
Spider-Man
para PC se fue un buen. Stray es multiplataforma según yo, ¿no?
También sale en PC. Por lo menos ahorita en consola. Creo que lo tiene.
No sé, fíjate.
Ya listo pronto con también multiplataforma. El de
Alien Division.
No,
digo,
el de
¿cómo se llama? Roller Dome.
Roller Dome igual multiplataforma.
Sí, multiplataforma Roller Dome, no sé.
Eternights, quién sabe.
No sé quién sabe.
Street Fighter multiplataforma. Tunic. Season.
Más bien, lo que quería decir, bueno, Final Fantasy, que también ya con eso ganan, pero ese no viene a fin de año. ¿O sí? No, ¿verdad?
No,
me dieron 3.
Ajá.
A lo que me refiero,
no,
sí, tuvo una
mejor.
Sí,
eres fanboy de PlayStation.
Yo no vemos, pero lo que concluiría es que era el momento de Xbox.
Si eres fanboy de PlayStation, es que es de Level Up, es el compadre, de ahí es la revista. Entonces, si tú confías en una persona que ahí está diciendo de que el evento no fue bueno, que el evento no tuvo bombazos y esas cosas, o sea, estáis cagando fuera del plato, bro, te lo juro, o sea, te lo juro. No deberías estar ahí, no deberías. Yo no vería, ese gol no le creo nada, hermano. Nada, no le creería nada, ni lo que reza. Es para diseñar tu propio mando. Está bueno, ¿ah? Benjamín Guerrero se ríe. Es que es muy chistoso lo que dijo esta persona, ¿ah? Es que la verdad que fue muy, muy chistoso, te lo juro. Que diga que sacando más encima Spider-Man para PC. O sea, weón. Estamos sacando acá. Voy a sacar esto y listo. Entonces que diga que el Spider-Man estaba para PC, yo te lo juro que no entiendo cómo estas personas pueden estar al mando de lo que pueda pensar una revista o un medio de comunicación como Level Up, te lo juro, es increíble. Hola amigazos, saludos, gracias C. Avelars. Que salga una actualización para Cyberpunk. Supuestamente la nueva versión para Cyberpunk, para nueva generación de consola, debería estar saliendo a fin de año, mi querido bro. Yo lo jugué sin ningún problema en Series X y disfruté el juego y hice varios finales, ¿ah? Lo disfruté bastante. Muy buen juego. Pero está como a eso lo mismo, ¿no? Que no me gustan mucho los juegos a mí en primera persona. Entre fans de Play y los de Nintendo se defienden los refritos. Es que se defienden, hermano. Si yo, por ejemplo, mucha gente estaba hablando del remake de The Last of Us, ¿vale? Y tú lo ves y dices, ya, sí. Si tú ves el primero y ves en este caso el remake, claro, va a tener una pequeña mejora. Sí, lo veo, una pequeña mejora que tú dices, ya, sí, ya, puede que tenga un mejor fotograma, puede que venga preparado para una generación de consola, que tenga un mejor de textura, sí, puede que tenga eso mejorcito. Pero para que te cobren $70, hermano. ¿Ustedes vieron cómo se ve el remake de Resident Evil 4? Weón, el remake de Resident Evil 4 es una puta maravilla. Es hermoso, apoteósico, bro, apoteósico.
Especial calefacción en Sodimac. Encuentra todo para tu casa en nuestras tiendas app y sodimac.com.
Putos anuncios, hermano. Esta weá es maravillosa, hermano. ¿Este eso, no? Cuando tú ves esto y ves el antiguo remake, tú dices, wow. Que el antiguo Resident Evil 4 y ves esto, dices, wow. Sí. Yo por esto pago $70. Aparte que juega mucho con la nostalgia, ¿no? De lo que tú sentiste cuando jugaste el Resident Evil 4. Es muy diferente este remake al remake de The Last of Us. Es muy diferente. Y te van a cobrar, creo que lo mismo. Entonces no puedes comparar el remake de este Resident Evil con el de Last of Us. No puedes, no tienes cómo compararlo. Para mi punto, no tienen punto. ¡Ay! Empezó. Let's go. Bien, chicos.
Hey, we are a small snippet of Squanch Games, and we are here to tell you how excited we are to be a part of the Microsoft Games Show Extended.
Game Showcase Extended.
You know, Game Showcase Extended. What's the need for the extended? Why add that extra word?
It's
like, is there one that's not extended? And that's why?
We're getting nods. There is a not extended one. Okay.
And that one's just called without the extended.
So that's just called
sí, de hecho van a haber muchos jugadores, pero el servicio no es barato, ¿ah? No sé si yo por lo menos estoy dudándolo muy seriamente en querer, ¿cómo se llama? A ver si lo contrato, que yo lo encuentro muy caro y no poder jugar los juegos de PlayStation 3 por el tema de la nube, yo lo encuentro una cagada acá en Latinoamérica. Pero bueno, hablamos de eso un poquito después, ¿vale? Concentremos ahora en el extender de Xbox. Vamos a ver qué tal va. Uf, Diablo 4 la lió muy vasto, ¿ah? En los próximos 12 meses. Ground igual quiero probarlo, ¿ah? Silson. Sí, por $11 Obscure, está bastante bien. ¿Y puedes jugar los juegos de PlayStation 3 Obscure? Porque si es así, podría probarlo, ¿ah? Si yo puedo jugar los juegos de PlayStation 3 en mi PlayStation 5, puede ser muy interesante, bro, ¿ah? Muy interesante.
As well as gameplay from the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase just 2 days ago. For the first time ever, the entire showcase was focused on games you can play over the next 12 months.
That's right, Aaron. You saw world premiere gameplay from Redfall and Starfield, and today we've got Bethesda's own Pete Hines right here to tell us more. You'll hear from the renowned developers behind the brand new Xbox franchise, Our History Untold. Dive into Naraka Blade Point with our partners at
Oye, bro.
and so much more.
Muchas gracias, Abelar. Ánimo y cuídate mucho, echarle ganas. Saludos desde Guadalajara, Jalisco. Un besito, mi querido Abelar. Espero que no seas fan de PlayStation. Que le estaba tirando un poquito de shit. Pero no es shit, sino es decir la verdad, hermano.
I love coming to events like this. You can just feel the energy, people loving to come together as a community, their love of video games, the Xbox fans. Just a really special time for everybody, myself included. Gaming has this unique ability to bring people together, whether it's saving the world from the aliens or winning a football game.
Abelard.
It's so great. I love hearing from people. What did you like in the show? Those conversations with people that are here about.
Estaban en Los Ángeles, hicieron como una conferencia. Nel, soy de Xbox. A mí me encanta Xbox, de verdad. Creo que ambas tienen lo suyo, pero siempre prefiero comprarme las cosas en Xbox. Una porque el legado que mantiene Tito Phil en la Xbox es muy importante, ¿eh? El nivel de mejoras y que están haciendo cosas muy buenas por la comunidad de videojuegos y eso me gusta un montonazo. Eso me gusta de Tito Phil. Oye, Reblaze está muy interesante, bro, ¿eh? Muy bueno. Ah, ese es lo que está hablando Fer, que puedes personalizar tu mando. Oh. Este es nuevo, ¿ah? ¿Valheim? ¿Valheim, no? Este fue uno de los juegos que más se jugaron en Steam. Es Valheim. Decía lanzamiento exclusivo para consolas, ¿no? PC Game Pass en principios de 2023. Mira, me gusta, ¿no? Este juego rompió mucho la comunidad de PC en Steam, ¿no?
Bethesda opened the showcase with a dramatic gameplay demo for Redfall and closed it with Todd Howard showing us how deep the rabbit hole goes on Starfield. And we also got a sneak peek at upcoming expansions for Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. Here to break it all down for us is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Pete Hines from Bethesda. Pete, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Parece que esta conferencia va a ser un poquito más lenta, no va a ser tan rápida como fue el evento del domingo, ¿eh? Se va a referir un poquito más a los antiguos eventos de Xbox que hablaban, weón. Así que Redfall. Redfall, después estaba reviéndolo y se veía bastante bien, ¿eh? El tema del multiplayer para poder ir cambiando habilidades y cosas así. Aunque Todd sí creo que nos mintió mucho fuerte, ¿eh? Todd nos estaba mintiendo. Yo quedé muy loco cuando dijo que podíamos explorar todos los planetas. Pero ¿cuánto tendría que pesar el juego, hermano?
It's not something we undertake
¿Cómo lo harán?
but at the end of the day, I think what our fans expect, what Xbox fans, what Bethesda fans expect is a high quality game, and we want to do everything we can to give our teams the time to fully realize the games they're making.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about, right? Like delivering an amazing experience for the players out there. And so, speaking of games, we're just going to jump into it. We're going to start with how the showcase started.
Juan, me encantó el Valheim. ¿Lo jugaste tú? Bueno, que pasa que Juan juega en PC. Entonces Juan pudo probar el Valheim. Yo lo vi solamente por YouTube. Lo jugué por YouTube.
Arcane Studios is known for really amazing, immersive sims. They do any number of things. If you play games of theirs, Dishonored 2, Prey, there's a lot of common threads you'll find in them. They create really amazing, believable worlds.
Prey me dijeron que era un muy buen juego, chicos. Prey.
Wall, or you're up on a space station and Prey, that it feels believable. There's a reason why things are the way they are. They're also a big believers in systems-based as opposed to scripted. So they really embrace player freedom and sort of giving players the tools to decide, you figure out how you want to complete this mission or get through this area. We're not going to tell you how. We're just going to give you tools and then give you the freedom to go and do. But, you know, there's great characters and interesting story. They bring a lot of different elements and then really let the player create the experience they want.
Sí, dice que se van a centrar mucho en caracterización, en poderes, en historia.
Making the game with that in mind is super important. Now, how similar or dissimilar would you say this game, Redfall, is from the other?
I mean, look, on the surface, it's a first-person shooter that you can play solo or with, you know, up to 4 players. And so immediately you might say, well, it's not a single-player game, so it must be wildly different. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely ways in which it is different, but I think when folks play the game, and even when they see more of the game, I think they'll start to see all of those things about an Arcane game that they love and appreciate. You know, why it's won multiple Action Game of the Year awards for Dishonored 2, is their ability to bring all of those things together, really high level of polish, and let folks experience it.
Van a pasar como a No Man's Sky, ¿no? 199, tan solo agarrar material cada uno. Ah, ya. Puede que tengan un uso específico nomás, pero no que tengamos jugabilidad en todos los planetas. Es que es mucho, hermano. Muchos planetas.
sort of how the whole can become greater than
Eso me suena un poco más, ¿no? A que tengamos movilidad, tengamos que ir a recolectar cositas, pero de ahí a que tengamos jugabilidad en cada uno de los planetas se vea muy, muy cuático, ¿no?
Play with others, and it's a game that allows you to do either or both of those things, however you see fit.
I'm glad you talked about playing with friends because I'm taking applications for friends to help me get through Redfall.
Can I put my name on that list? I'm down to a little.
It'd be an honor. Pete.
Keep me on that list.
All right,
we need to go explore Redfall together.
I'm excited. I can't wait for that. And so let's talk a little bit more about the game. Now, you know, between the trailer that we saw last year at the reveal, as well as this one that we just saw, I feel like Redfall reminded players of other co-op shooters like Left 4 Dead, for example. What makes Redfall unique?
Again, it's one of those things like if you watch just like combat footage, you might look at Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or any of these things and go, oh, I see multiple characters facing a bunch of enemies.
Igual si tienes un buen PC, bro,
mantente en PC. Si
Xbox siempre tiene buenas sinergia con la gente en PC. Pero si tienes un PC, que me dijiste, ahora tienes un PC con una tarjeta integrada, si no me equivoco, ¿no? Claro, ahí tienes que ver si yo jugué la Series X y no me cambio de consola.
Rolls really well, how you choose to use Brebone, the robot, all of those things come into, again, allowing the players not to say, here's a set of rules and you can only use, like, no, here's just some stuff.
Estos poderes que tienen en este caso los personajes hacen que en este caso el juego sea muy dinámico, ¿no? Puede ser muy interesante el Redfall, ¿ah? Aunque sea en primera persona, me corta los huevos, ¿ah? Te lo juro, me lo corta.
Bring that sort of extra special element that makes their game so compelling.
Yeah, compelling and fresh. So I'm excited for Redfall, and you said it here for everyone to see that we're going to be playing together. So I'm going to hold you to that.
Absolutely.
You got the proof. All right.
Can't wait.
Oh, awesome. So let's talk about Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I wanted to talk about the team philosophy because I hear that the team is actually banned from saying things like, now is the perfect time to play.
My least favorite saying is there's never been a better time to play a game. Like, we all say that. Yes, games always get better. We know that. The thing that we love about where Elder Scrolls Online is going is their ability to continually refresh the experience.
Bueno, ya vimos Valheim, por eso ya por lo menos. Elder Scrolls. Yo nunca he jugado Elder Scrolls, chicos, ¿eh? Pero dicen que es muy buen juego en la comunidad de Elder Scrolls Online. Dicen que es muy, muy fuerte, ¿ah? Pero es el juego que está solamente en inglés, ¿no es cierto? El Elder Scrolls.
Online is our amazing community. They're so welcoming. They're so helpful. You know, if you need a little bit of help, if you need a lot of help, they're there for you to help explain, to make sure you have a fun experience. And honestly, like, that is such a huge part for an online game of creating an environment where anybody, no matter whether you just started playing or you've been playing for 8 years, can have a good experience no matter how you decide to engage with it.
I love that you mentioned that. Community is as you mentioned, is such a huge part of any online game. And so for players who may not have played Elder Scrolls, who are, like you said, looking to jump in, to know that they have that community backing them, that's going to help them guide them in their journey is super exciting. So, but I want to talk about Fallout a little bit. Huge
van a hablar de Fallout y también van a hablar de Starfield.
Rent a car even now. At this point, right? We're talking about it. All right, so this has to mean something super special to the team.
Absolutely, and look, we are as aware of anybody. Like, this franchise did not
start with Bethesda. It's one that
we took on along the way,
Fallout,
and our intent is not just to
lo tradujeron en la última actualización. Yo cuando lo jugué, cuando lo probé, estaba totalmente en inglés.
Us as players, when we went and played those games, played the original Fallout 2. And then what the franchise has become,
están todos full
growing and
en
finding
español.
even, a new audience with Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout.
Hay gente que le encanta Fallout.
76 is something we really want to celebrate. And honestly, what's going on in Fallout 76 with the pit and your ability to continue to push the boundaries.
He escuchado mucho que la gente o la comunidad estuvo muy desilusionada con Fallout 76.
Matter and have a real
Muy
impact,
decepcionado.
I think is important in the evolution of Fallout 76. And just honestly, how far that game has come from its launch. Like, we're keenly aware of how that launch went, but we are also keenly aware of the incredible amount of effort and dedication from all of our teams across Bethesda to say, like, we believe in this thing, and we want to give the fans more of what they want and the kind of experiences that they want. And where Fallout 76 is now is truly remarkable when you go back and look at sort of where we were and how far we've come, and honestly how much cool stuff is in store in the pit. It's going to be super fun.
Excited to jump in, and again, that's one of those things that I'm sure you guys attribute to the community, giving that feedback.
You know, that 76 community, again, not just in the game, but what they do for each other, to support other folks in the community, what they have done to raise funds for worthwhile causes.
Bueno, van a seguir apoyando a Fallout 76, es lo que quiere decir este weón, ¿no?
Amazing group of human beings, and honestly, one that we're honored to interact with and be a part of every day.
I love that, Pete. Before you make me cry, we're going to move on to Starfield, all right?
Okay.
All right, so let's talk about it. Starfield ended the show. I got to say, watching the trailer, breathtaking. It's one of those things from the different locations and just seeing.
Es que Starfield, hermano, le ardió a mucha gente, ¿ah? Que lo estaban comparando con No Man's Sky, que no le creían nada, que no iba a salir. Olvídate, le ardió a mucha gente el Starfield. Y le va a seguir ardiendo, ¿ah? Eso es lo peor. Le va a seguir ardiendo a la gente Starfield porque va a ser un gran juego, chicos, ¿ah? Y aparte que, igual entiendo yo, Bethesda no se centra mucho en los gráficos, sino más o menos en un gameplay, en un tema de un trasfondo, de que puedas resolver historias o puedes resolver muchas cosas hablando, no solamente con el arma. Esas cosas a la larga le dan un trasfondo al juego muy importante. Y que la nueva IP de Bethesda, después de casi que 20 años, si no me equivoco, sea exclusiva de Xbox, le arde a mucha gente. Es una pena. Es una pena. Pero a lo mejor Xbox Series X, Series S y listo. Todos los juegos de nueva generación, todos, chicos, todos saldrán en Xbox Series S. Y está muy económico. Te haces un año de Game Pass, Series S, estás en nueva generación, y si quieres después te puedes comprar una Play 5 o cómpratela ahora, no sé. Pero mi idea siempre fue comprarme una Series, ya sea X o S. Pude comprarme una X y aquí está.
To the most freedom and least limitations, right? Where the items in the world are all real things. You walk into a store and there's a bunch of weapons or whatever. Like, that's not just art on a countertop. Like, you could pick those up. You could steal them and run out of it. You can create chaos. Like, we don't want to put too many limits on what the player is or isn't allowed to do.
Claro, lo que pasa es que, bueno, entiendo yo que es que no quieren poner límites. O sea, en el juego en sí, full caracterización. Tiene rasgos de RPG porque puedes en este caso subir habilidades, mejorar las mismas habilidades. Tienes construcción de base con módulos para poder ir aumentando. Puedes contratar NPC para que te ayuden. Puedes personalizar tu nave a full. ¿Ah? O sea, van con todo. Con Starfield van con todo. Yo creo que Microsoft ahí está poniendo todo, ¿ah? Pero lo que están hablando es que no tienen expresiones faciales los personajes. Está cagado, ¿qué le importa la expresión facial? Si no, esto no es The Last of Us, hermano.
Some folks want a little bit of a guided path or to understand where the fun is, and no approach is wrong. Like, for me, that's epic because it says we aren't putting any limits on what you can or can't do. We're going to set you loose and just
Antes que anunciaran que era exclusivo de Xbox, no había tanto hate. Obviamente, pues, bro. Si la comunidad de PlayStation empaquetamos con cosas, no es una comunidad que digamos, oye, yo la verdad que no veo, o a lo mejor no estoy muy relacionado, chicos, ¿ah? Pero no veo tanto hate en la comunidad de Xbox. ¿Ah? Te lo juro que no lo veo. Lo único que a veces me comenta la gente que juega en Xbox y dice, oye, me gustaría jugar este juego, God of War, exclusivo de Play, me gustaría jugarlo. Pero no escucho y dicen, no, God of War es una mierda, que The Last of Us es una caca, ¿no? Pero sí he escuchado mucho a la comunidad de PlayStation que los juegos de Xbox valen prácticamente Dixon. De hecho, hubo un video de un weón, un fan de PlayStation, que rompió su puta consola Pro de edición Spider-Man, hermano. La rompió, la partió por la mitad.
all of the stories. All of
Qué
them.
imbécil.
You just gave me some ideas for stealing people's ships, so I appreciate
Pobre
that.
weón.
That's going to be top on the list to do in Starfield. Now, we saw quite a bit of combat and action in the game. That seems to also be, in addition to exploring and everything, that seems to be another huge focus of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, look, if you look at a game like Skyrim, which like everybody's played Skyrim at this point, it can add,
¿viste?
a combat
Dice
is
que
big
no todo
part of
será
that,
combate.
unless you decide it's not. Like if you're one of those folks that says, actually, I'm going to do the alchemy thing, and I just go off and pick flowers and make potions and like live another life in another world this way, then combat isn't part of it. But look, we know in an epic RPG, there's always bad people, they, you know, shooting at you. Sometimes you got to return fire, and there's a lot of fun to be had there. And so, you know, providing a lot of different skills that sort of determine how good you are in combat, combined with all the different weapons in the game, and then you layer in ship combat and all of these other things, it starts to sort of paint a picture of just how broad or how deep the rabbit hole goes.
It's going to be so impressive. And you touched on it a little bit, and I want to talk about it because this was when watching the video, the demo.
O sea, podemos resolver en este caso las cosas también como en otros juegos, como no solamente disparando. Eso me gusta.
So much. Yeah, like every ship is customizable to the nth degree, and not just like cosmetically. I want my ship to look like this or look like that, though obviously that's totally a thing that you could do if all you care about is cosmetics. But it goes much deeper than that in terms of like what kind of shields you have, what kind of weapons you have, like what kind of ship are you building, what do you want it to be good at, what trade-offs are you willing to make or not. And then the other part of it is, of course, well, you can't just like, it's a spaceship, those aren't cheap. So you have to figure out like, how am I going to do this? Where do I get the resources to build this stuff? What kind of, you know, skills do I need to level up to improve different parts of my ship beyond, you know, what I could do without those skills? So there's a lot of, again, choices in terms of you get to decide how much you want to put into that or not. Do you just want to give somebody money for the parts that you want? Do you want to build it? All of those things are sort of part of the fun of deciding how much do you want to interact with this and how do you want to interact with it?
Absolutely. I mean, just as you mentioned, the scope, the level of player agency, something that I feel like is going to just make Starfield such a special experience. So between Redfall, ESO, Fallout 76, and Starfield, you all are just killing the game.
Yeah, we got a few games coming out.
It's going to be so great. Pete, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Por fin terminó, ¿ah?
Now, coming up,
Lucifer Davis dice, este play es, los jugadores son solitarios, esto es una comunidad de multijugador, interactuar con más gente, ese es mi punto de vista. Claro, si al fin y al cabo cuando tú haces comunidad, y, por ejemplo yo, un canal de YouTube, yo interactúo con mucha gente, no solamente con gente de Xbox, sino con gente de Play, con gente de PC. Escenas eliminadas, a ver.
大家好，我是永劫无间制作人关磊。
We are glad to share Naraka Bladepoint, a unique online multiplayer action game with players all around the globe. As a NetEase studio, 24 Entertainment.
Nakara igual es un buen juego multiplayer, salió en PC y me gusta mucho, ¿ah? Aparte de poder tener crossplay con la gente de PC.
As well as Windows next week. We're also joining Xbox Game Pass, a platform with a huge player base and a vast, bright future. Naraka has been so well received on the PC platform. I am so grateful to the players for their love and support. As a competitive survival game incorporating a lot of action elements, Naraka features a range of characters with unique personalities. Each hero draws from different civilizations and cultures.
Ese muñeco me hace recordar a Ashura. ¿Jugaron a Ashura? Juegazo, hermano, de 360. Juegazo.
Interactive elements to explore. Perhaps you'll engage your foes in samurai combat, katanas at the ready, or maybe you'll use Persian assassin techniques and strike from afar. With your grappling hook,
toma tu Sekiro.
You can fly between temple walls and across
copiado Sekiro esa weá.
With ease. Beyond solo endeavors, you can also party up with friends and use group tactics to flatten your foes. That's Naraka's underlying design philosophy, that you're unchained and have the freedom to choose how you play. Collect soul jades to change how you play, transform your katana strikes, and make your cannon a weapon of mass destruction. Each hero can be customized too.
Dispara
Whether you want to rush into battle as a berserker warrior or cast fireballs as a sorcerer, the choice is yours. We can't forget to mention our unique face customization system too. You'll never need to worry
Katana,
about
es que
running into a
lo que
on the
traiga
battlefield,
Katana a mí me
because you're able to edit
me
your
gusta.
hero's features to your
Ah,
heart's
no,
content.
güey, ¿en serio?
You can even
¿Puedes poner una
recreate your
foto tuya y
favorite
te hace
faces.
una imagen similar a la tuya?
As we approach Naraka's
¡Qué
first
buena!
launch anniversary, we're introducing
Uy,
a brand new weapon.
genial esa wea, ¿no?
Twin Blades, releasing together with the Xbox and Game Pass editions. Twin Blades strike with the speed of a raging tempest and sweeping blows. We've seen similar weapons in other games, but here in Naraka, it comes with a style all its own. Charging up strikes is usually a high-risk, high-reward move. With the Twin Blades, you can charge up while moving and keep your momentum as you unleash a flurry of combos on foes. Since its release, Naraka Bladepoint has launched its own faction clash game mode with Omni's Nightmare and the thrilling limited-time mode Shadow Surge. There have been many casual modes to play as well, but our community has eagerly asked for a campaign mode. We're always listening to our player base, and we're happy to announce that the wait is over. Players will see the first
Solo puedes jugar
chapter of our
multiplayer y ya
campaign mode.
el modo campaña está
Form
terminado.
teams of 3 to take on new enemy types and massive bosses.
Ah, 3
Disarming
enemigos
a boss
masivos
won't
o
be as
buenos
easy as
enemigos.
Disarming another player though.
¿Ya?
PvP and campaign mode are two entirely different games. Further campaign chapters are also in the works, so we're eager to hear any feedback you have for us. We are also working on an Xbox One version and hope to see more players join Naraka later this year.
Ah, ya están trabajando en la versión
Naraka is
de
launching
Xbox
on
One.
Xbox Series X and S and Windows Store on June 23rd, and it's included with Game Pass at launch day. Now's your chance to dive into the world of Naraka Bladepoint.
快来体验我生无拘吧。
Shugon. Arigato. Gracias mucho. Junio 23, Game Pass. Día 1, mi guacho. Pero solamente Xbox Series, Xbox X y PC. Grounded. No es Grounded. Pensé que era Grounded. Ah, este nuevo juego de estrategia. Ahora.
Some well known, some lost to time.
Yo creo que están haciendo como... Le hubiera gustado hacer este tipo de evento. Explicando más cositas. ¿Vale? Pero igual lo encuentro como menos didáctico, ¿no? Tienden a ser un poco más aburridos.
What new stories would you tell? And when your people speak, would you listen? How would you lead them in this new world? History is filled with moments of greatness, but these will be yours.
It's your world now. Xbox. Ah, pero es de PC, solamente PC. Juega día 1 en Game Pass.
I'm excited to welcome our friends from Oxide Games for a closer look at their historical grand strategy game for PC called Ara History Untold. Dan, Michelle, thank you two for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And on behalf of the entire studio, we are really excited to be here and finally be able to talk about Ara.
I mean, we all are excited too. You just had the world premiere 2 days ago for Ara.
Wow.
And I have to say, I'm a really, really big history fan. I love me some history, so I've been looking forward to talking to you two about this. Now, we all know this is not your first strategy game, but the vision behind Ara is so ambitious. So tell us more about it. And also for those who are new to Oxide Games, we would love to hear more about the studio as well.
So Oxide Games was founded 9.5 years ago in my basement, actually, from the development leads of Civilization V. And our goal is to push strategy games to the next level.
And what's really great about working on a new IP is that you don't have kind of these previous expectations that a sequel would have. And so the sky really was the limit, and we got to really take the genre to a new space. And we really hope that not only will fans of strategy games like this, but people who've never played a strategy game before will find something they love as well.
You're absolutely taking it to the next level. I think I saw like a drone was in like the 18th century or something like that. It's very, very fascinating. And I think that like, if you're someone who really enjoys history, it's bringing like all of the worlds together, all the periods of time together. And that's a grand vision in itself. So how does the vision of Ara impact the player experience within the game?
So one of the kind of big things we wanted to do with Ara was really explore how to make the game less about finding that optimal strategy, that optimal path, and really bring in ways to make it more meaningful to the player, make it unique to themselves. So what are different kinds of choices we can bring to the player so that when you play it's different than when I play, and yet we can both be competitive together? How can we do things to really impact agency and expression and really let you express your values and your play styles through the different mechanics in the product?
And Dan, what about you? How does the vision impact the overall experience?
So one of the big things that we've been working on is what we call the living world. We wanted the expression of the game to manifest itself in a way that felt authentic and cool. So we've spent a lot of effort on making sure that the choices that you make are expressed in a visual way. And so you're going to see your citizens doing things that reflect the choices that you've made. And this is actually really challenging. So one of the goals when we founded Oxide was to not have to tell the designers, no, you can't do that thing. And so the game is obviously huge. It's just massive. And so it's a very large technological constraint from doing something like that. But we have our own proprietary engine that allows us to really bring this alternate Earth to life.
I think that's the beauty, right? Because in history, the great thing about learning history is that you learn about culture, you learn about stories, you learn about things that are probably brand new to your eyes. But the way that Ara helps you remix, reimagine, and rewrite history is a beautiful sight to see. And I'm excited to get my hands on it, and I'm sure everyone else is.
Yo creo que van a ser como los juegos más, como los nuevos juegos, lo más importante, van a ser como entrevistas para que expliquen un poquito, ¿no? Como lo que pasó con el buen de Bethesda y esto que son los diseñadores de este nuevo juego.
You a chance to join the technical alpha and play the game later this summer, which is super exciting because we've been playing it, all the time, and so now you have a chance to play.
Dan, Michelle, thank you two so much for giving us the
Vamos,
lowdown.
¿qué pasa el siguiente? ¿Qué pasa el siguiente?
Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Grounded is finally leaving early access and moving into full release with a highly anticipated story mode. Here's Adam Brennicke and Eric Dorabella from Obsidian Entertainment to tell us more.
Oye, Obsidian está sacando el pajarito, weón, pero fuerte, ¿ah? Este juego quiero darle caña a Grounded,
from the 1.0 launch of Grounded. The big one, of course, is going to be a complete game, and that means story, right? From beginning to end, you can play through, why are you here? Who put you here?
Yeah, exactly.
And how are you going to get home? And I think those are like the big questions that people are asking about Grounded. Originally, we really just wanted to make a survival game. And one of the jokes was, hey, what if we did backyard survival? Everyone was like, yeah, that's a very unusual idea, but I think there's something there. One of the things that we did early on was establish the art style of Grounded. Things started coming to life as we did the initial prototypes and seeing some of the cool things, like the first time we added the spider into the yard, seeing the reactions of people in the office, even jump scares, people screaming. The team is very small. It's the smallest team I've ever worked on at Obsidian. I wanted everyone to be able to participate on the design side of things. So I said everyone is a designer on the team. And I think that extends into our community and how we're building the game in game preview and early access.
That's probably one of the big successes of the game is how close we work with the community and take all their feedback and suggestions. I think it's super rad.
For a game developer too, that is a huge thing, just to get people's feedback constantly of what they're liking, what they're not liking, and all those adjustments just make a much
Entiendo que han recogido mucho el feedback de la gente, cosas que le gustan, cosas que no le gustan, para poder llevar a lo mejor un mejor
We're
juego,
at that
¿no?
point now that the yard's getting finished, and now we can play through the story. There's a lot of
Ya lo que
surprises,
está terminado.
a lot of things that I think players aren't going to expect. And I
think I know what you're talking about. I cannot wait to see players' reactions. I know a lot of
Esperen ver la
players are
reacción
just
de los jugadores que
waiting for the
van a
story
ver
to be
si le
finished
gustar,
to
¿no?
finally jump into the game. People who play the game previously are also holding out for more content. I think it's just going to pull a lot of people back in and gain a lot of new players. So Adam, we have the Broodmother from last year. It was like our first big boss. And then we came out with a bunch of mini bosses like
Termite King
and the assistant manager. But in this trailer, we're showing players the Mantis. What can they expect from this?
So we're super excited to finally show off the Mantis. And I know that's been a big ask from players that they want to see a praying mantis in the game.
They've been asking for this for a long time. Do we have anything else that the players can get excited about?
You know, the mantis is just a little tease of one of the new boss fights, but there's more to come, right? Like potentially many boss fights that we have planned for the full release of Grounded. There's a lot more secrets and other things to uncover.
When we reached 5 million players, that was already super crazy. And then we hit the next milestone of 10 million players still being Xbox.
Doubling it, right?
Yeah, in Xbox Game Preview Early Access.
That just goes to show that we have a fantastic game. Everyone's just so surprised at like how much Grounded has grown.
I just hope the players and the community understand how important they are and impactful on this game with us.
Yeah, we're so thankful for everyone's support along the way. It's been an amazing journey, and we're finally almost at the finish line, right?
Yeah.
And I think we wouldn't be here without our amazing community and all of the fan support.
I agree. Best community ever. Yeah.
Septiembre.
So I got a call from my good friend York Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He told me it was imperative that I meet with him. So I'm in this helicopter, we're flying to this location, we're on our way, let's go.
Ojalá me gustara más el Flight Simulator, ¿ah? De verdad.
York!
Ojalá me gustara más.
Paris, good to see you. Good to see you.
Thanks for coming to DC, man.
No, thank you. What am I doing here?
Later. Let's get in. We don't have much time.
Oh, okay.
All right, Paris. Right across the Potomac. That's where our contact is.
Are we headed towards Arlington?
It's still secret. I'm sorry.
York, what is this place?
Oh, you'll see. Let's go.
¿Cómo se llama el museo que está en Washington de esta weá? El museo, weón, el más grande.
Wow, look at this place. Nick, how's it going?
Hello.
Paris, I would like to introduce Nick Partridge from the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum.
El Smithsoniano. Museo Smithsoniano.
I saw during the trailer there was a collaboration between the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum and Flight Simulator. Here we are at the National Air and Space Museum. So let's talk about that collaboration. Tell me more about that.
Well, Jorg and I have been talking for more than a year. He was looking for me, and it turns out I was looking for him to ask the same question, which was, don't you think that our organizations have a lot in common, dedicated to bringing flight to everyone? And
I was looking for the Spirit of St. Louis, which is in the Smithsonian ever since 1928. And the Smithsonian was gracious enough. They gave us a millimeter perfect scan, which is what we'll feature in the 40th anniversary edition. But as Nick and I kept talking, it was very clear, you know, the world's foremost museum for air and space, the Smithsonian. Yeah. And Microsoft celebrating its 40th anniversary. It's a match made in heaven, and there's lots of things we can do.
Yeah, authenticity, accuracy, access, it's all there. We're hoping that if everyone has as much fun in the community with the content that we initially
Estamos hasta el Dixon. La verdad que esto no me está llamando mucho la atención, chicos, ¿sabes? Tengo que decirlo, ¿ah?
With both feet and do more in the years to come. Maybe even, who knows, we'll go crazy. We'll put the space shuttle in there.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
All right, you guys have never been here before,
no,
right?
This is my first time.
All right, so keep your eyes
Yo nunca
peeled,
tampoco he ido a ese
stick
museo.
together, and Jorg, I've got something special for you right around here.
Perfect. Check this out. This is my favorite plane, the Junker.
Oye, hasta hoy era el día para tomar el GTA Online gratis en PlayStation, ¿eh? Ya se está acabándose.
Are you going to put all of them in Flight Sim?
Maybe not all of them, but we hope a lot of them. in the 40th anniversary that comes out this fall, we already have 3. We have the Wright Flyer, the Spirit of St. Louis, and the DC-3.
Se ve muy guapo este juego, chicos, de verdad.
As Nick and I were talking, there's a lot of things we could do.
Yeah, we started with the most iconic ones, and who knows? There's no lack of opportunity.
You know, I keep saying amazing because this place is amazing, and just like Flight Sim, it just keeps going. So, what else is happening?
It does seem like we're going supersonic, like the Concorde here. We've been doing a major update ever since we launched, every month since August 2020. And just today, we're actually launching World Update 10. And guess what?
Tell me.
It's the United States. And it's huge. We have 12 cities, a new height field, brand new aerials, new missions, new airports, new everything. And as always,
Nueva actualización disponible hoy.
And check out this beauty. This is the Beechcraft Model 18. They call it the Twin Beach. It's a famous plane, and that's also launching today. And it's a great coincidence.
It's actually a huge coincidence. Jorg's been working on that Beechcraft since before we met, but it's a great example of how much we already had in common.
So, Jorg, what can we expect the rest of the year from Flight Sim?
We have a ton of great things coming
Viene
up. So
sea eliminada del Half
two
on
more world
Life.
updates, one in August and one
Este juego no
in
me gustó,
October.
¿eh?
And then in November we have the big 40th anniversary.
Está interesante, pero
which will be
no
an
es un juego para mí.
absolute delight for anyone who loves aviation.
Okay, that 40th anniversary edition. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so we're
¿De
celebrating
qué te
bringing
perdiste?
back some of the planes from
De
the old
absolutamente
ships,
nada.
like 2010, 9, 8, even before that, and we're restoring some of the old missions, and we're bringing back some of the airports that were in those editions. So it's a real celebration of the franchise.
So this celebration is not only of the franchise, but the past as well.
And we're also adding brand new things on top of it, like that the community really wanted. For example, helicopters. Sobo wrote a brand new fluid dynamic system to make all that work. And then we're adding gliders, which is a completely different way to experience the planet. It's just you and the wind. Right. And then the last one is we're bringing, it's the biggest deal for simmers, a brand new real-to-life airliner, the A310 from Airbus, by a brand new partner called Builds, a great development team. In fact, of the 10 planes we're bringing, most of them are created in collaboration with third parties. So it's a really cool way for us to integrate with the creator community.
Now, how do I get this?
If you're on Game Pass, if you already own Flight Sim, the 40th anniversary edition is a free upgrade.
This has just been an incredible experience, seeing all these planes and going through the history and everything that's come in the Flight Simulator. I mean, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming to DC. Paris, thank you, Nick, for the great collaboration with the Smithsonian and for kicking off the 40th anniversary edition of Flight Sim. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Se fue a la mierda.
Good day. But now, I have a need for speed. I'm headed to the danger zone, baby.
Top Gun Maverick Expansion. Está disponible ahora.
Estamos aquí para disfrutar del mejor día de mi vida, el día de la Xbox, que estoy muy emocionado.
I came in Madrid just yesterday to be here in FanFest Xbox, and I'm so excited.
Estamos aquí en Madrid para ver nuevos juegos como Starfield, que yo personalmente le tengo muchísimas ganas.
Me ha encantado y no me lo podía perder, es un evento único.
Kojima-san.
Why gaming? Just a passion.
Es una experiencia única. Me ofrecen algo que no encuentro en otro lado.
Lo que te digo, es como una familia para mí.
Me ha parecido genial y un cierre para un evento así maravilloso.
Just the passion that people have. I feel very welcome. Hey, we're just a snippet of
De
Squad
nuevo
Games,
estos
and
huevones,
we're here
hermano.
to talk about High on Life, our new action adventure comedy Metroidvania first-person
Metroidvania.
shooter that is nothing at all, a little bit like Microsoft Excel.
All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends. They're Gatlians just like me.
¿Cómo podéis crear una arma que te está hablando, weón? En Cyberpunk hay un arma que te habla.
There's a lot to talk
Tiene una
about.
inteligencia artificial.
Dive in. So Justin, you're
Es buenísima.
known for working in animation. What brings you into the world of games? Why are you in the world of games?
Yeah. I'm obsessed with games. Have been my whole life. Always had ideas, always had, you know, things I would love to make, but just never thought I could ever step into that arena because I lack all the skills needed.
You don't know how games work.
Other than like creative direction, creative ideas, like other than that, I lack all the skills to execute.
But that's why
Tengo que decirte que estoy
Squanch, right? It's
muy
like,
aburrido.
have an idea like that and let it grow to something amazing.
And to be able
Muy
to
aburrido.
be creatively free. I wanted to make games that I wanted to play, and that was sort of the spark that just lit the fire of Squanch Games. And then we shipped Trover, and we shipped Accounting Plus, and now we're on this absolutely dream game. This is like our real legit swing at like a proper, you know, like we're indie, but like this is like our AAA, like, or is it triple I for indie?
We're triple I.
Yeah. This is a triple I game.
So the story of our game mostly follows like Earth being invaded by this evil criminal cartel of aliens who come in and kidnap humans and start selling them on the black market like they're drugs. And you're the one human who has to team up with a talking gun and stop them.
And when you select a cartel leader that you're gonna go after, like, it opens the portal door to that world that they're in.
Eric, can you tell us a little bit about the worlds of the game, the art style of the game, the visuals?
Yeah. So we spent a lot of time kind of constructing and creating these awesome alien worlds. Myself and Mikey Spano, who is our art director, him and I worked like a ton on the sort of art direction of the game. He really kind of landed in this space, which was kind of Blade Runner meets the Muppets. So we're trying to capture that feeling with all of our characters, especially our aliens.
Eso se parecía a Buzz Lightyear, hermano.
Unique flavor, right? I think some of the ideas came from very kind of core thoughts. Like we want to have an awesome alien, like drug-dense spa on an asteroid. And yeah, what makes me really excited is the sort of really clear and like it's almost deceivingly simple narrative, right?
Save the Earth, humans or drugs, talking guns. Ta-da.
So Alec, who are the guns? What's their deal?
The guns are these talking alien Gatlians. They're all shaped somewhat like a gun you'd find on Earth, but they've evolved to be just gun-like in their own way. And so this race of Gatlians each has their own unique personality, their unique set of abilities, and you're going to be rescuing them from this evil alien cartel, and together, you got to stop the bad guys.
And get more Gatlians.
Yeah, collect more Gatlians.
Yeah, a lot of players.
¿Cómo puedes disparar con esa wea, hermano?
Depending on what gun you favor.
Da puto
Yeah,
asco.
you kind of pick your favorite companion to have out a lot and hear their dialogue, be part of different dialogue scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at us, blasting away.
And sometimes you can unlock the guns in a different order than another player has. So when you go back through a level,
Hasta el momento lo único nuevo fue el Valheim. Después todo lo hemos visto y lo único que han hecho es aburrirnos con
As a studio, we
bla
are
bla 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 bla.
attempting to bring A-level adult comedy into video games.
Something I love about Squanch is we would put a lot of effort into things.
Como de un evento tan bueno el día domingo me lanzas esta puta mierda, hermano. No
I
entiendo.
love that stuff. I love like edge casing and like
It's what makes you remember a game.
yeah, like if a player's trying to break the game in a certain way and then you have an answer for that for them, that is like such a memorable and amazing moment. It's almost like watching TV, but the viewer is able to reach into the TV and poke a thing, and the character has to respond to that. And there's so much fun to be had for the
You can
most
skip
part.
it all. We worked really hard on it. If you want to skip it.
Yeah, if you want to just like miss out on like, you know,
Yeah,
some
if you're
of
like
the
a big
coolest...
dummy and you don't want to play the game at all, that's fine. We're not going to judge you. We're just going to be upset.
This is gonna be fun.
¿Qué es esto? ¿Masacre en Texas? Bueno. No era un juego de terror aparte, no era el Dead by Lightning. También Obsidian.
Pentiment is a narrative adventure game set in 16th
Este juego no me
century
gustó,
Bavaria, which is part of the Holy Roman Empire. You play a character named Andreas
No me
Mahler,
gustó este juego a
who's
mí.
an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved in a series of murders and scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of
Creo que, no sé. Estoy como ahí fue un cigarro, ¿ah? Y pasaba esta más rato.
Paintings in which there's an older painting underneath the painting that you see on the top. And if you scrape away the top layer, you see what was left behind. This has a bunch of significance. Obviously, you're playing a painter, but also it has a lot of significance to the idea of history kind of being covered and uncovered over time. When I saw narrative-driven games with really distinctive art styles, I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by the relationships between characters and the stories that played out over time. Hannah Kennedy was really integral to defining the art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing as far as the narrative, but also thinking about the types of games that were like what we imagined we wanted as far as a gameplay experience.
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Es que
Kids that I had become attached to
la manera de cómo están hechos los gráficos,
and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to that because I'm
hay
like,
que ver 20 minutos hablando de gente, 20 segundos de lo nuevo. Exactamente. 20 minutos hablando, no digo que sean cosas de mierda, pero
I think the
igual
16th
te echa un
century
poco
has
las
always
bolas,
been
¿no?
really interesting to me because it was a time of such social upheaval in
Pero
Europe.
así eran los eventos de Microsoft antes, ¿ah? O sea, eventos así eran muy comunes en Microsoft. Yo creo que de eventos de 2020 hacia adelante cambiaron un poco lo que sería la temática, pero antes de eso, todos los eventos de Microsoft eran exactamente iguales. Gente hablando, mostrando un par de imágenes y hablaban, bla, 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 bla. Era increíble, hermano. Increíblemente aburrido. Pero ¿qué pasa que de un evento como el domingo? Fue muy rápido, muy denso, mucha información, muchos videojuegos.
Such a bad idea.
All you had to do was keep your mouth shut.
I'm gonna override this.
Is your life mission to cause harm?
Yeah. This is my favorite shot of the whole game. This one.
With As Dusk Falls, what we're trying to do
Claro,
is to make a
ella apareció la...
interactive experience
Bonjour.
for anyone who loves
Bonjour.
storytelling. So people who enjoy films, people who enjoy TV series. It's also a social experience and about sharing these stories with the people.
Me gusta mucho el concepto de jugar con imágenes que son hechas con personas caracterizadas. Ella es la que salió la SEO.
It's such a wonderful setup.
You try that again, and every last one of them leaves in a body bag.
Me gusta mucho el concepto ese. No sé, igual puede ser divertido jugarlo, ¿no? Nunca he jugado uno. Podría como ser la ocasión para poder jugarlo.
When you lost your job, this wall went up, and I missed you. Okay.
Es que No es como por ejemplo, como el Detroit Become Human, que tú tenías jugabilidad. Tenías que decidir muchas cosas, sí, pero tenías jugabilidad. Tú podías, en este caso, pescar al personaje y moverlo. Se nota que aquí es solamente cinemático.
I only gotta yell and my brothers will come. Now hold your horses, young man. I think you should at least listen to what I have to say.
In the first book, it's mainly structured around a hostage situation in a motel in the middle of the desert in Arizona, so it's a pressure cooker.
You want your wife to live? Answer and do exactly what I say.
Book 2 takes another approach entirely, and it's a chase
Bonjour.
across multiple states in the US.
There's nowhere else to run.
As Dust Falls is an interactive show, but the important part here is the word interactive. The players are very much needed to help the character on their journey and decide what's going to happen to them, help them grow and change.
It's not like there's one golden path. There's so many different ways through the story.
You can replay it and then you get to like different story and different ending, and you feel like you're actually achieving something and shaping the story and also the character.
Some of your true self comes out into that thinking.
I don't know, what would you do? I'll try to, yeah.
And at the end of the game, when you play, we tell you about your playstyle, and it reveals something about the player themselves, their values, and the way they interact with the others that they played
Tipo
with.
tarjeta para poder aumentar
For
también
me,
tu habilidad.
one of the
¿No?
really important things was that this art style could tell lots of different types of stories. We want to take really beautiful, sort of subtle facial performances, really strong dramatic moments, and just really represent that such that every frame is a painting.
It's a single player and multiplayer experience, so 1 to 8 players.
Because we wanted to draw in people who weren't necessarily gamers. Gamers are going to love this game as well because it's a very mature, in-depth story. But this game really taps into your life skills rather than your gamer skills.
Te preocupas con el tema de la gente que es como discapacitada, ¿no?
You share the same character, you discuss, you make decisions, and majority
Yeah.
wins. It's like each player is like a voice in the character head.
Are you taking the money this time?
I am definitely not.
Take the cash. It's been a massive journey, and I can't believe we're just like so.
Para jugarlo con muchas personas para tomar diferentes tipos de decisiones.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss it when it's done.
Hasta 8 jugadores. Julio 19.
Let's check out what mysteries,
Slim
adventures,
Ranch.
and of
Esto no lo vimos en el evento del domingo, ¿eh?
are waiting for us in the new vibrant world of Slime Rancher 2.
Esto no lo vimos, ¿ah? Estás excitado. Igual que Panchex. Cachondo. Slim Ranch. Voy a buscar una moto.
All right, time to get going. First trip in a while. Put this in here. Australia. Passport. I need a passport. Where's my passport? Passport. All right. Where's my Uber? All right, let's go.
Mi Uber.
Let's go.
Hoy tengo frío, weón.
Welcome back to Melbourne. It is so great to be here in person. Get ready for the showcase.
¿Qué mierda es esto? Melbourne, Australia, Xbox Fan Fest. Xbox Series S. Guapísima. Oh, quiero un chalequito así yo.
We are here in Melbourne with FanFest.
Wow. Wow.
We are so excited to tell you all about Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels, the first expansion for Forza Horizon 5. So, Mike, let's start
Mike
with
Brown.
when you decided to bring Hot Wheels to Forza Horizon 5's Mexico.
Our fans have been telling us for years about how much they loved Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels expansion. So we've been waiting for the right time to bring everyone another Hot Wheels adventure. Forza Horizon 5 presented the perfect opportunity to bring Hot Wheels to life like never before with the power of the Xbox Series X and S.
It really does sound like the perfect time for Forza Horizon and Hot Wheels. So I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about what to expect being in the clouds of Mexico this time.
Yes, you travel to the clouds above Mexico to visit the Hot Wheels Park, which is comprised of over 200 kilometers of the fastest, most extreme tracks yet. Once there, you'll join the Hot Wheels Academy and set out to take on Forza Horizon's most extreme racing yet and prove yourself a Hot Wheels legend.
Let's go.
As well as the iconic orange Hot Wheels track, you'll take on new driving experiences across gravity-defying magnet tracks, as well as ice, water flume, and rumble tracks.
So we spoke loads about biomes in the build-up to Forza Horizon 5's launch. Are we expecting something similar in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as well?
Yes, so we're truly going to see the power of the Xbox Series X and S when we look at Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels.
Dice que solamente saldrá en Xbox Series.
Detail and diversity that we can pack into the 4 new biomes.
Algo para Red Dead.
We have the rugged Giants Canyon, where you'll hear the growl of
Ya,
the engine
Julio, eres
bouncing
un
back
bromista.
into detailed rock formations.
No, bro, estamos en el evento extendido de Xbox. Pero hasta el momento me he visto un par de cosas interesantes. Pero
where the Horizon Festival is suspended.
Más estamos sufriendo más que nada.
Of Hot Wheels tracks. And there's more, because new players can jump into Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as early as possible during the main game's initial experience.
And how are people going to be able to use Event Lab in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels?
So in Event Lab, you'll have the freedom to design, build, and share using the new Hot Wheels Creation Kit.
Hey, ¿cómo estás, Champi? Estamos aquí, bro. Estamos viendo el evento de Xbox. Pero no estamos viendo, estamos sufriendo, hermano. Me estoy teletransportando al 2020, 2018, cuando sea evento Xbox así.
Yes, so we have 10 new amazing cars coming to the pack, including 4 new Hot Wheels cars, which have been scaled up to real-life proportions. We have the Diora 2, the Bad to the Blade, the Baja Bone Shaker, and the Chevrolet.
Van a incluir más de 20 autos nuevos, de los cuales vienen autos Hot Wheels dentro del...
Extreme tracks we've seen yet in Forza. So we've added some new extreme track toys and hypercars to go with them. I want to call out
Eso me gusta.
F5 and
Me gusta mucho Hot Wheels.
MT900 GT3. Their speed is unlike anything we've seen before.
So we know Forza Horizon 5 fans naturally love co-op, so how is that continuing in Hot Wheels?
So, in a first for Forza, you can join up with your friends and play from the very start of the experience in co-op. You and your friends will then take on a new campaign, moving your way up through faster and faster car classes until you unlock the extreme speed of X-Class and become a Hot Wheels legend. You can also choose to take on the world in Horizon Open or team up with your friends to take on a team of drivatars in the Horizon Tour.
Ooh, I absolutely love that. Final question now, though. When can we expect to play?
Yes, so Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels releases on July 19th on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows PC, and Steam.
Mike, thank you so much for joining me. This has
En julio,
been
pero
so much fun, and I cannot wait to play.
por lo menos va a estar en todo, en todas las plataformas. Yo me equivoqué, ¿ah? Dijo que ya está en todos lados. PC, Fall Guys. Bajé el juego de Samurai en blanco y negro que estaba jugando la otra vez. A ver qué tal. Ah, el Black to Yomi. Jack to Yomi, una cosa así. Buenísimo, buen juego, ¿ah? Fall Guys. ¿Esta cuesta en Xbox? Fall Guys? ¿O va a salir recién ahora? Yo no me acuerdo que haya salido en Xbox Fall Guys. Viene Minecraft Legends. Jefe maestro rosado. What is going on? La paloma de mierda, hermano. Paloma de mierda.
Hampi 2078 dice: Bro, ¿cuándo vas a hacer directos en la noche entre estos días o no?
Sí, tengo que hacer directo. A lo mejor hoy día en la noche hago un directo jugando Red Dead Pro. El 30 de junio al 4 de julio. Avaleable.
Now, onto our next block, pun intended, of course. Minecraft Legends is the action strategy take on the franchise.
Es un juego de estrategia de Minecraft Legends, Mojang Studios. ¡Wow, bro!
Thanks for having me, Malik.
Yo pensé que había sido como un Minecraft segunda parte, weón. Me hubiera gustado más que... Pero bueno, está el Dungeons, el Minecraft normal, ahora Minecraft Legends.
But that wasn't enough for you all. You all went and made Minecraft Dungeons, and now we're moving on to the recently revealed Minecraft Legends. So one, tell me a little bit about what it means for the team to actually be able to reveal the game, and then two, just let us know what Minecraft Legends is.
Well, we are so excited to finally be able to talk about this game with the world. We've been working on this game for some time now. Minecraft Legends is an action strategy game. Is set in the Minecraft universe. And in order to build this, we really wanted to partner with a great company.
Pero muestra imágenes que no hayamos visto por último, hijo de su puta madre.
And in doing so, we were able to create an experience that is welcoming for people who may have not played Minecraft, but also people who have. And I mean, you've seen the trailer. It's about going and traveling through these beautiful biomes, exploring this world that is familiar yet still mysterious.
Entonces
And
nos
so as
veremos
you
en
explore
Xbox
these
para
lush
echar unas
biomes, you
partidas,
collect
jaja.
resources,
Como siempre,
and
mi
then
bro.
use those resources
Agradecido.
to build defenses.
Agradecido por el
from
apoyo,
these
mi
dangerous
gacho,
but
mi
very
guacho.
cute piglins.
A la noche nos vemos, jugamos unas
In
partidas
those
ahí.
defensive, you're able to fight them back
Estamos
and
full
send them
licoristas,
back
¿ah?
to where they
Full
come
licoristas
from.
hoy.
And you know what? You're going to probably want to build some alliances with some
La pregunta es,
unexpected
¿saldrá
friends
Kojima?
because they're going to help you actually defeat the piglins and send them back to where they come from.
I'm looking forward to it, and I love what you said about trying to make a game that's both for fans of Minecraft that exist
Kojima,
and new fans coming
where
in.
are you?
Minecraft can go in so many different directions, I feel like, with a new game. What made you choose action strategy?
Well, really, it was many years ago, as a group of folks at Mojang sitting around talking
Kojima,
about
¿dónde
what
estás?
game genres they really enjoy.
I need
and
you.
action and strategy were the most popular ones that came up. And so we started to think about who we could partner with to build that experience. And that's where we came into Blackbird Interactive. And that was back in 2018. And, the project was codenamed Badger. And an interesting little fact for many of those people that might follow Minecraft, if you go back to Minecon 2018 and you look at the shirt that Jens Berenstain was wearing, you'll see a graphic on there, and it's in the shape of a badger head. And really, that was meant to be an Easter egg for years forward, which here we are now.
I gotta say, I love a good Easter egg. Now, where would you say that
Que nunca
Minecraft
falte el licor,
fits
bro.
in the overall Minecraft universe?
Well, the Minecraft universe is just always growing and expanding. And if it's not from our partner communities, then it's from Mojang specifically. Like you mentioned, Minecraft Dungeons. That's a great example where Mojang went out and we built this dungeon crawler experience in the Minecraft universe, and players love it. It's wonderful. And with Minecraft Legends, we're trying to do something similar, really. And here we're going to be introducing a narratively driven campaign with a whole bunch of new characters and a lot of other things that I'm not ready to share right now.
Dennis, I thought we were friends. You can share it with me and everyone watching. No? Okay, I won't pry anymore. But tell us when the game is coming out and where we can keep up to date.
It's coming out in 2023 on PC and console on Xbox Game Pass. And if you want to know more, just follow us Twitter or jump on Minecraft.net.
Dennis, I'm so excited to jump into Minecraft Legends. Thank you so much for stopping by and giving us the lowdown.
Thanks for having me.
FanFest Toronto, Canada.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Kirsten, aka Kayvon Doom, and we're here at Xbox Fan Fest. We got a whole lot for y'all to check out, so let's get it in.
Show me something new, please.
They asked me what year Halo came out, won this sweet jersey.
I couldn't believe when I was here on site that I would get to meet the real master.
Wow, qué guapa esa, ¿no?
Out of this world, it was really cool to see. I'm gonna go get my nails done because they have a nail station and these things need to be painted.
Toma tus rosquillas.
Looks dynamite, and come on, Diablo 4. Oh, it's so. Why are you so gruesome? All bloody things. No, but it's great. I love it.
Happy 2078.
What a day we had today. Thank you everybody for showing up to Xbox Fan Fest
Cham, me
Toronto.
recomiendas el
Had a lot
árabe
of
negro
fun.
porque el
Saw a
que
lot of
tengo
games.
es café y a
Great
ratos lo
experience
siento
overall.
muy lento,
Catch you
no
in the
sé,
next one.
jaja.
El árabe negro es el mejor caballo del juego, bro. El mejor. Pero si tienes dinero... ¡Wow! Silson. Puta la weá, muéstrame más, weón. Cómprate el árabe. Si te sobra el dinero, cómprate el árabe blanco. Es igualmente bueno, bro. El árabe negro te cuesta lingotes de oro y... bueno. Ah, si te sobran los lingotes de oro, claro. Pero yo no tengo comprado el árabe negro. Tengo el árabe blanco y me funciona, pero perfect. ¿Y esto qué era? ¿Qué era eso? Perfect Day. Out and out. What the fuck is this? Brasil. Colombia. Fat Ice, France. Coral Island, Indonesia. Ukiyo, Japan. Filipinas. Estados Unidos. Slime Hero. Oye, estos buenos tienen estudios por todos lados, ¿ah? Ucrania, Australia, wow. Quiero follow Hollow Knight, ¿ah? Team Cherry. This is ID Xbox.
I'm joined now by Sarah Bond, who leads the gaming ecosystem organization here at Xbox. Sarah, it's so great to have you.
It is awesome to be here and so good to see you too.
Yes, I'm super excited for this conversation because as we know, game creators are crucial to Xbox's success. And whenever you talk about them, it's with such passion and tenacity. I love it. And it sounds super important to you and the rest of Team Xbox. So my question to you is, how do creators inspire the work that you and your team do?
The creators are just the bedrock of everything we do on my team. You know, when you really think about it, where gaming really comes from is it starts with someone who has a creative idea that they choose to put into a game that we all get to experience and enjoy. And that's really the bedrock of our industry, of what motivates us, is to help those
Parece que es la jefa
people,
encargada
those
de lo que son los
developers, bring their
juegos que
stories out.
llegan a
And
Xbox,
we
¿no?
think about it in three ways. You know, how do we create a vibrant and engaging
La única diferencia entre el
gamer
aro de negro y el
community for them
blanco
to
es
come
un poco
to
más de vida y
Xbox?
resistencias.
What are the set of tools and services
Yo
that
digo
we
que
give
yo
them to
recomiendo,
make
yo
it
tengo el
easier
blanco,
and
nunca me he
faster
comprado el
and more
negro,
affordable
pero en
for
base a
them to make good
estadísticas
gaming?
y a campo, sí, el negro es mucho mejor que el blanco, pero no lo tengo claro porque yo no lo tengo.
Yeah, business models, tools, resources, all these provide choices, and it's increasing these choices for not only the developers, but the players themselves as well.
Yeah.
For example, you and your team just announced a new feature that's going to bring game demos to players. Can you tell us a little bit more about Project Moorcroft?
¿Demos para jugadores?
Moorcroft, I know. I love these project names. I wish they would just let me name it, but
Yeah,
they
just
won't.
say it.
I know,
No,
they won't.
can we change that?
Well, look, we were sitting around as a team and we were thinking about some of the things that we've always loved the most about the gaming industry. And one of them was, remember when you would go to like a show like PAX or E3, and you would go to the show floor and you get to play a demo or a piece of a game, and the developer would be right there next to you, talking to you about their experience, asking you to try.
Hablan de las demos que están disponibles en los eventos de la
That's one of the
E3.
things I loved the most about those experiences. We just don't have them as much anymore, you know, in the way that the world has evolved. And so we
Ah, quieren llevar estas demos que están en la E3 y cosas así, quieren llevarlas a
use
Xbox.
the power of Game Pass and all of the great discovery and
Conocer el
player
poder de Game
engagement
Pass,
is in
obvio.
it, and have it create for creators that opportunity to engage with fans early as they're creating their game, and also for players to get to experience something that they're really anticipating. And so that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to have a program that enables developers to take a piece, a level of their game, and put it into Game Pass so that they can get that great feedback and players can engage with them. And we know it's a lot of work sometimes for developers to do that, so we're also going to compensate them for their participation in the program.
Quieren hacerlo eso, quieren poner las demos en el Game Pass para que puedan probar y tener un mejor feedback, ¿no? Uy, interesante, ¿ah?
Connection, right? And now that we are able to come back into conferences and stuff like that, we still need to deepen it because by deepening that connection, you're
Pero quieren incluirla, no quieren cobrar extra, sino quieren incluirlas al Game Pass.
Diversify the games and bring diversity into games. So how will Microsoft help to further that front?
Yeah, we think about it all the time, frankly, as Microsoft, as Xbox, in my team in particular, because creators is core to everything we do. You know, if you think about a game, it enables you to experience a perspective, a point of view, in a way that is deep and immersive, unlike any other form of media. So the importance of everyone having an equal opportunity to share their story and their perspective through a game, and what it means to shaping our perceptions, to what we talk about, to what we believe, to broadening our perspectives, is critical. And we think about that all the time. So what we've done as a team is we're continuing to expand the set of developers who we're engaging with and bringing them into the Xbox ecosystem. We've actually more than doubled the number of developers that are making games for Xbox, and we saw lots of those games in the last day, which has been pretty cool. And the other thing that we did this year is for the first time ever, we actually have a presence in Africa. We have our first Xbox employee in Africa, specifically dedicated to working with creators in the region.
So what message would you like to leave for creators who are interested in starting in the industry?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. People say to me, gosh, I would really like to be part of the gaming industry. I'd love to make a game. How do I break through? How do I get involved? I say, first of all, network. Talk to people, meet people, connect with people, just how you and I connected actually at an industry event, which we met at, which was super fun. You know, build that network and that connectivity because it's so critical in every industry, but I think particularly in gaming, right? You know, go to industry conferences like GDC, meet people, learn, try that out. And if you're interested in making a game for Xbox, you can actually go to github.com. You can actually download the Xbox Game Developer Kit and get started. And once you have a game concept, you can also submit it online through id@xbox.com, and then you can self-publish to Xbox, which is another great way. And of course, if you actually want to get involved in the industry, all companies are great, but I highly recommend you check out coming to work at Xbox. I'm biased, obviously.
I mean, hey, you have every
Ahora vamos a
right
ver
to
cómo
be,
trabaja
Ted,
Xbox,
thank you so much
que a
for
Microsoft
joining
en
us
sí, ¿no?
today. And also, thank you to all the viewers for tuning into Extended. We've heard from so many amazing developers on today's show. Now, before we finish, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
We were talking earlier about the importance of people being able to tell their story through a game and how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, when we were talking about that, I was thinking about an experience we've had as a team that's been very touching for me. So, you know, a couple years ago, we started really consciously extending the depth and breadth of content that we have in the Xbox ecosystem. And it was through that I got to know the team making Stalker 2 really well. And I actually got to intro that game last year in the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was just incredible. And you know, the thing was, when I was looking at that game last year, and I was looking at the story that they were telling, and they were talking about the beauty of the land and their dedication to their culture and their country, and I thought, wow, this is a cool game. This is a compelling story. But sitting here today, you know, recognizing that team is Ukrainian, they were based in Kiev.
Va a hacer un reconocimiento a los buenos de Stalker 2, ¿no? Por el tema de la guerra de Ucrania.
Entirely different, in far more poignant and visceral to me. You know, this is a team who's talking about their culture, talking about fighting for the existence of being a nation, of being a people, of having their own language. And now we all, as a world, have gotten to see how tenuous that, in fact, is. And it's an honor to be part of this industry and to have the opportunity to uplift their voices and to let their story be told through a gaming experience, especially knowing what we know now about the situation in Ukraine. And as part of that, they actually shared with us something that they wanted us to share with all of you today as part of the
algo.
Hampi 2078 dice: ¿Tú qué crees, Cham, que al rol de comerciante le van a colocar esas bonificaciones del rol del licor o no, o algo así?
Puede, bro, puede. Pero sería ya la otra malla.
Здесь кипела работа, идеи, она не останавливалась. 3 месяца назад началась война России с Украиной.
Шок от робочий день починається з тривоги.
Під час сильних обстрілів ми біжимо в укриття.
Це переноска для мого кота, який загинув ще в перший тиждень війни.
Ходишь вечером, сирена, выходишь днем, сирена. Днем еще работать надо, поэтому особо не выйдешь, а вечером все время вот так.
Це моє робоче місце.
Вже третій місяць я живу і працюю в коридорі. Зі мною живе одноокий пес, врятований з-під обстрілу в Гостомелі. Зараз мені важко писати квести про війну, коли вона йде навколо.
Так работает в перерывах между сиренами і волонтерськими задачами.
Світ ще побачить, наскільки в нас класна культура і в тому числі наскільки класні ігри ми можемо робити.
Меня зовут Александр, я являюсь сотрудником компании ЖСК. Я с Мариуполя. С начала боевых действий...
Wow. 2078 dice, pero sería una cagada que volvieran a colocar las mismas cosas y nada de un nuevo contenido, jaja.
Живы они или нет?
Я Дмитро Ясенєв, розробник Сталкера. Ніколи не міг уявити, що в 21 столітті в центрі Європи може статися повномасштабна війна.
Я Олексій Іванов, ком'юніті-менеджер проекту Сталкер 2. Зі зброєю в руках захищаю свою країну від російської агресії.
Привіт, я Макс, наративний дизайнер гри Сталкер 2. Після перемоги я до неї повернуся.
Побачимось на релізі. Слава Україні!
Hacer un juego de guerra o un juego relacionado con la guerra a estos ucranianos igual les debe costar mucho, ¿ah? Especialmente lo que están viviendo, weón. ¡Guau! Pero se ve weón.
Dr. Dallin, are you sure the perimeter surrounding the zone is really enough? If a powerful emission were to occur, we would...
Listen, the zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety. As the head of the Scientific Institute for Research of the Chernobyl area, or CERCA for short, I believe the wonders that we will bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
The zone reveals a whole new world. We can stick with the old one, fearing change. Tell me, do you want our descendants to remember us as cowards? Or as those who dared to venture forward to a new, better humanity?
The injured were evacuated. I remind our listeners that a similar incident happened in our region quite recently, ruining homes and livelihoods. However, city officials urge people to stay calm, assuring them the situation is totally under control.
Wow. Bueno. Y con eso nos quedamos, ¿ah? Sí, pero más tarde vamos a estar jugando alrededor. Ahora me voy a ir a buscar al mocoso chico, a mi hijo chiquito. Bueno, no al chico que está aquí, al otro, al del medio. Mucho que desear de este evento de Microsoft, ¿ah? Se parecía mucho a los eventos más antiguos de Microsoft. Así que, bueno, no es lo nuevo. Pero tengo que poner mi comentario, ¿no? Chat solo emoticones. Uy, tuvieron que poner chat solo emoticones porque estaban más Z. Entiendo. Toma esta ayuda ahí. Toma. Muérete. Sí, no, menos mal que hicieron algo parecido a lo del domingo, porque si fuera el día principal de hoy día, ¡fua! Estarían cagados. Bueno, chicos, vamos a dejar hasta aquí. Voy a parar esta mierda. Quiero parar de sufrir. ¿Ah? Quiero parar de sufrir. Voy a ver un poco a Greco mientras termina su evento. ¿Qué está jugando Kha'Zix? Bueno, venga, chicos, agradecido de que hayan compartido conmigo este momento. Bueno, por lo menos no estuve solo. Ustedes tampoco. ¿Qué, mi amor? Así que voy a buscar a mis hijos, chicos. La noche vamos a programar un directo para que podamos jugar juntos, ¿vale? Así que venga.
Era para dormirse, puro hablar nomás.
Exactamente, bro. Solamente para dormir. Un besito, chicos. No se olviden de pasarse por mi canal de Twitch. ¿Ok? A ver si pueden dejar sus pedazos de follow, que me ayudan un montonazo. Eso. Un besito. Cuídense mucho. Nos vemos. Bye.